Ghana's Vice-President Mahamudu Bawumia accepted defeat in Saturday's election and congratulated the opposition candidate, former President John Mahama, on his victory. "The people have voted for change," said Bawumia. "The elections come amid the country's worst economic crisis in a generation, which saw the cost of basic goods shoot up, while young people struggled to get jobs and the country was unable to repay its debts." Despite Bawumia's concession, no official results have been declared. Vice-President Mahamudu Bawumia, who is also the candidate of the new Patriotic Party (NPP), had earlier conceded defeat during a press briefing. He also stated that the NDC is projected to secure a majority in the parliament. Ghana's main opposition party, the National Democratic Congress (NDC), is set to form a majority in parliament with 185 seats out of the 276 available. It is expected that the Electoral Commission of Ghana will officially announce the results soon. Elections were held in the 276 constituencies across the country on Saturday. The majority threshold in parliament is 139 seats. The Electoral Commission (EC) said results had been delayed because supporters of the two main parties were impeding the process, and it had asked the police to clear the collation centers. Mahama's supporters have taken to the streets around the country to celebrate, cheering, waving flags, blowing horns and spinning motorbikes. Although the election has generally been peaceful, 2 people were shot dead on Saturday in separate incidents, while the Electoral Commission office in the northern town of Damongo has been destroyed, allegedly by NDC supporters angry at the delays in announcing the results. Ghanaians had expected the first results to be announced within hours of the polls closing. However, the head of the Electoral Commission has asked for patience, noting that it has 72 days to declare the results. Warehouses have also been looted in both Damongo and Tamale, also in the north. The NDC earlier said that its internal results showed Mahama had won 56% of the vote against 41% for Bawumia. The vice president said he was accepting defeat before the official announcement of the results, to avoid further tension and preserve the peace of our country. The U.S. Embassy in the capital, Accra, has congratulated Ghana on a successful election. President Nana Akufo-Addo is stepping down after reaching the official limit of 2 terms in office. Mahama, 65, previously led Ghana from 2012 until 2017, when he was replaced by Akufo-Addo. Mahama also lost the 2020 election, so this victory represents a stunning comeback. Since the return of multi-party politics to Ghana in 1992, the NDC and the NPP have alternated in power. No party has ever won more than 2 consecutive terms in power, a trend that looks set to continue. Mahama's previous time in office was marred by an ailing economy, frequent power cuts and corruption scandals. However, Ghanaians hope it will be different this time round. During the campaign, Mahama promised to transform Ghana into a 24-hour economy. In Tamale, an NDC supporter said, "We handed over to them (NPP) and thought they could manage the country well, but they have failed, and we take over again. John Mahama is the right man to rule this country. We are fed up." The new president will be sworn in on the 7th of January 2025. Who is John Mahama? John Dramani Mahama is set to return as Ghana's president after his main rival accepted defeat, even though the electoral authorities are yet to announce the official results. The 65-year-old led Ghana from 2012 to 2017 and is one of the West African country's most experienced politicians. He has served at all levels of office, as an MP, Deputy Minister, Minister, Vice President and President. In 1981, after a second military coup, Mahama's father fled the country for Nigeria. Meanwhile, Mahama spent his 20s and 30s studying. He got a communication studies degree from the University of Ghana before studying at Moscow's Institute of Social Sciences. Mahama noted that his stay in Russia, then part of the Soviet Union, alerted him to the imperfections of the socialist system. After returning to Ghana in 1996, Mahama followed his father's footsteps into politics. He was elected as a Member of Parliament for the National Democratic Congress (NDC) party and from there, scaled the political ranks. He zeroed in on the NDC's messaging, taking up roles as the parliamentary spokesperson and Minister for Communication. In 13 years, Mahama worked his way up to become Vice President, second in command under President John Mills. But after just 3 years in office, Mills died unexpectedly at the age of 68. Just hours after this tragedy, a 58-year-old Mahama was sworn in as president. In his speech, Mahama described the day as the saddest in Ghana's history. When campaigning to stay in power ahead of the 2016 elections, Mahama highlighted various infrastructure projects completed under his administration, such as those in the transportation, health, and education sectors. Mahama attempted to win his old job back in 2020, but lost out to Akufo-Addo once again. Mahamudu Bawumia, born on the 7th of October 1963, is a Ghanaian politician and former central banker who serves as the 5th Vice President of Ghana in the 4th Ghanaian Republic. He assumed office on the 7th of January 2017 as Vice President of Ghana. He was the new Patriotic Party (NPP) nominee for president in the 2024 general election. He also ran as the NPP vice presidential candidate in the 2012 general elections and was the lead witness for the petitioners in the 2012-2013 presidential election petition, which challenged the declaration of John Mahama as winner of the election. He is married to the Second Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Samira Ramadan, now Samira Bawumia. He holds a PhD in economics from Simon Fraser University. Here's a summary of Ghana's presidential elections since 1996. In 1996 presidential election, the election was won by Jerry John Rawlings of the National Democratic Congress (NDC), who secured 57% of the total votes cast. In 2000 presidential election, John Agyekum Kufuor of the New Patriotic Party (NPP) won the election, defeating John Mills of the NDC in the second round of voting. In 2004 presidential election, John Agyekum Kufuor was re-elected for a second term, winning 52.45% of the total votes cast. In 2008 presidential election, John Mills of the NDC won the election, defeating Nana Akufo-Addo of the NPP in the second round of voting. In 2012 presidential election, John Dramani Mahama of the NDC won the election, succeeding the late John Mills. In 2016 presidential election, Nana Akufo-Addo of the NPP won the election, defeating incumbent President John Dramani Mahama. In 2020 presidential election Nana Akufo-Addo was re-elected for a second term, winning 51.59% of the total votes cast. These elections have shaped Ghana's democratic history, with the country experiencing peaceful transfers of power and a deepening of democratic institutions.